Welcome to episode 229 of Build Your House Yourself University by BYHYU. I'm your host and fellow student, Michelle Nelson, and together we'll learn the basics of home design and construction and demystify the building process. So building, packing, and moving are less stressful, and so we can build quality dream homes with or without a general contractor. Before we move into our new homes, most of us will need to declutter. And if we have the time, we should consider decluttering gradually over several months to a year. This can decrease any potential overwhelm that can come with decluttering an entire house. So even if you're just at the beginning of your home building journey, it's not too early to start sifting through your belongings to decide what things are worthy of a spot in your new build. In this week's episode, I'll give you a list of some common sources of clutter and tell you how long you should keep certain items such as tax documents and spices. In my next episode, I'll give you a decluttering plan that you can use before you move. Before we move on, I want to thank Arlie K for our latest Apple Podcasts 5-star rating and review. They say that the podcast is an amazing resource. I'm so glad you think so, Arlie K. That's my goal, and I appreciate you for taking the time to write that review. Okay, let's get into the lesson. Decluttering over several months is less stressful than trying to do it all a couple of weeks before you move. And it also helps you develop a decluttering habit that you can take with you into your new house. It's amazing how much stuff we keep in our homes, even if we no longer need, like, or use it. What we definitely don't want to do is transfer all that useless junk to our fresh, clean slate of a new house. That clutter can be heavy, both literally and figuratively. Transporting useless clutter from one house to another means packing and moving a heavier load than you need to. Packing and moving more and heavier boxes translates into extra time and effort, both when you're packing and unpacking. It can even mean more money for packing materials and in fees that a packing or a moving company would charge. Moving clutter into your new house could also mean you're tainting your fresh space with that almost claustrophobic heaviness that comes from having too much stuff. You don't have to significantly contribute to the landfill by throwing tons of stuff away. No, when you're decluttering, much of what you have found that you underutilize might be exactly what someone else is looking for. Instead of throwing everything away, sell your stuff on online marketplaces or at yard sales, or donate items to friends, family, and to donation centers like Goodwill or Habitat for Humanity's Restore. Finally, try to recycle whatever you can't sell or donate. Here's a long list of common sources of clutter. Number 1, and this is probably the most common source: clothes that you don't wear because they are the wrong size, unflattering, stained, torn, worn, or faded. Number 2, shoes that are worn out or too uncomfortable to wear. Even if the shoes are beautiful, if they hurt your feet, you won't wear them. And if you do, you'll be miserable. Sell or donate those beautiful shoes so they go to someone with a different foot size or shape who will love the way they look and feel. Number 3, outdated electronics like flip phones and broken curling irons. Number 4, old school players. And I'm not talking about a 55-year-old man at the club. I'm talking about old school players like boom boxes, cassette players, VHS players, CD players, and even DVD players. The only thing that might be worth keeping in this category is a record player and the vinyl record collection that goes with it. But online music options like Pandora and Apple Music, and video options like Fire Sticks, smart TVs, and streaming services, you'll have access to thousands of songs, movies, shows, and documentaries. You don't need to move a 20 or 30-year-old electronic device or physical collections of movies and music into your new house to be entertained. Entertainment clutter is one of the easiest types of clutter to get rid of. Recycle whenever possible. Call the waste management organization in your area and ask them about a pickup day for those types of things. Or ask them about a recycling drop-off area in your community. Number 5, extra electrical cords or outdated chargers. Number 6, posters and artwork that you or your kids no longer love. We evolve as we get older and more experienced, and our style, tastes, and interests can change, and that's okay. Number 7, expired food and medications. Number 8, old makeup and toiletries. How old is too old? Well, most websites say to get rid of most opened makeup and toiletries after 6 months to a year. Unopened products may last longer. But honestly, I have makeup that's older than a year, and I think it's fine. Use your best judgment. But if you have sensitive skin or acne-prone skin, you may want to abide by the 6-month to a year recommendation. And if something smells funny, toss it. Number 9, worn, pilly, and discolored sheets, towels, and blankets. Donate those linens to an animal shelter. Number 10, gross and old curtains and shower curtains. Number 11, instruction manuals, especially those that you have never referenced. Nowadays, most manufacturers have instruction manuals online. Alternatively, you can scan or photograph the most pertinent pages and then store them electronically. You can also just search YouTube for videos that can help you troubleshoot almost anything, and usually it can help you troubleshoot it better than a manual can. These next things on the list are multiples. I want you to get rid of multiples. Packing and moving, it's a great time to take note of what you have and what you have too many of. Like number 12, dishes, glasses, cups, and cutlery. If you have your grandmother's china but never have and never will use it, give it to a family member or friend who loves vintage china. And donate mismatched dinnerware and cutlery to shelters, food kitchens, and donation centers. Number 13, cookware and cooking utensils. Do you really need 8 different spatulas and 6 different nonstick pans? Get rid of those nonstick pans that have become increasingly sticky over the years, and only save the kitchen utensils that you use regularly. Number 14, stained, misshapen, and unpaired lids and containers. Number 15, old and duplicate spices. Most spices and dried herbs are best if they're 3 years old or less. Maybe you can stretch that to 4 or 5 years if they don't smell foul, but beyond that, it's probably best to toss them. And please combine those 3 different containers of cinnamon into just one. Number 16, extra vases and knickknacks. If you don't love them, they're just dust collectors. I'll repeat, it's okay if your tastes, interest, and style have changed. Number 17, extra water bottles. Number 18, pens and office and school supplies. Most homes need only a small stack of office supplies. Donate the extras to schools and teachers. Number 19, excess or mismatched luggage. Listen, if you can afford to build a house, you can afford to buy matching luggage. They have great deals at places like Marshall's and TJ Maxx. You only need about 3 matching pieces of luggage per person. Give your extra suitcases to homeless shelters, college students, and to foster homes. I once read that many foster children have to put their clothes in garbage bags when they go to new homes because they don't have proper luggage. Giving this stuff away is not just good for you. It's also good for the recipients too. Now, I also want you to get rid of stuff that you haven't looked at, thought about, or used or worn in more than a year. How much do you need or love it if it hasn't crossed your mind in a whole year? If you've lived without it for a year, you've proven you can live without it. So get rid of things like number 20, greeting cards. Go through greeting cards that have been sent to you and keep only the most sentimental ones. Take pictures of the others and store them as a digital file so that you can access them from your phone or computer whenever you're feeling unappreciated or a little bit down. Number 21, books and old magazines. Donate books to libraries, shelters, and donation centers. Magazines can be recycled or go to hospital waiting rooms, doctor's offices, and shelters. Number 22, holiday decorations that have stayed in storage even during the holidays. That means you don't love them, so give them away. Number 23, children's clothes and children's items, toys, and games that your kids have outgrown. Number 24, broken stuff that's not easily fixed. Number 25, gifts that you hate and are only keeping out of guilt. Donate those things. Give them to someone that will be served by them or who really needs them. It's better than just being stuck in your closet. Number 26, non-essential paperwork like old bills, receipts, and tax documents. According to the IRS, the vast majority of people need to keep old tax documents for only 3 years. There are a few special circumstances where you need to hold on to them longer. I'll have a link in the show notes that will take you to the IRS webpage that tells you about those special circumstances. Shred and recycle old paperwork and keep electronic copies of anything you deem important in the cloud or on a flash drive. Number 27, tools that you've hardly ever used. In fact, anything that you've hardly ever used, get rid of it. You can borrow or rent many tools that you may need only every blue moon. And number 28, most of what's in your junk drawer, get rid of it. Dispose or relocate loose screws, nails, and coins. Throw away pens that don't work, condiment packets, and restaurant menus. Almost all menus are online now. Shred old bills and digitally file important papers. Dispose of anything in your junk drawer or anything in your house in general that isn't a good fit for your new house, either because you have no space for it or because those things don't fit the style or vibe of your dream home. It's okay to remove things from your space that are in good shape, but not a good fit for you or your new house. For example, instead of saving used empty food containers that you get when you buy things like potato salad and pickles, I've started recycling them. I used to save them and put leftovers in them. But I want my pantry and refrigerator to be visually pleasing and well organized. So I'd rather not store my leftovers in an old sour cream container. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I've been doing it for years, but I just want to do something new and different now. So it's perfectly okay if I evolve and my tastes, interests, and style change. Your new house will probably be different than your current place. And some things that work well in your current house just won't fit or be needed in your newly designed space. If you're having trouble deciding if something should go, ask yourself these 5 questions. Number 1, do I love it? Not like, but love. Do I love it? Number 2, do I need it? Number 3, does it fit who I am today? Number 4, will it fit in my new house? And number 5, does it serve me by making my life better or easier, or would it serve someone else better? Here is an example. I have a TV cabinet in my current living room, and it's still in good shape and it's pretty well made. So should I keep it? Let's go through the questions. Number 1, do I love it? No, I don't love it anymore. I like it okay, but it's kind of dated. Number 2, will I need it? No, definitely not. I won't need it because most, if not all, of my TVs in my new house will be wall mounted. Number 3, does it fit who I am today? No, that cabinet is a reflection of my needs, style, and financial status of the me from 15 years ago. Number 4, will it fit in my new house? No. Now, although I do have space for it, it won't fit the vibe and style of my new house. And number 5, does it serve me by making my life better or easier, or would it serve someone else better? Well, it doesn't serve me, and it doesn't solve a problem for me anymore. What it will do is take up space and be visual clutter. That TV table would serve someone else much better. So I'm going to sell it or give it away. For some items, you won't have to go down the list of questions because you'll have no doubt about whether you want to keep it or get rid of it. But use the questions for things that you're unsure about. Those questions again are, do I love it? Do I need it? Does it fit who I am today? Will it fit my new house? And does it serve me by making my life better or easier, or would it serve someone else better? So that's part 1 of our decluttering mini lesson. In a couple of weeks, I'll give you a decluttering plan that you can use for months before you move. Make sure you subscribe to the show so that episode will automatically be downloaded to your device when it's released. That's all I have for you today. I hope you learned as much as I did. And I hope this will make your packing and moving much easier. Come on back next time for the next episode of Build Your House Yourself University. BYHYU. Please remember that the purpose of this podcast is simply to educate and inform. It's not a substitute for professional advice. The information that you hear is based only on the opinions, research, and experiences of my guests and myself. That information might be incomplete, it's subject to change, and it may not apply to your project. In addition, building codes and requirements vary from region to region, so always consult a professional about specific recommendations for your home.